A Michigan business owner has deactivated all of the social media accounts pertaining to his business after he sent very angry and racist comments to a black employee who happens to work with his girlfriend. Now, apparently...
I just want to stop there for a second, because now a lot of our critics will say, oh, there they go again, claiming these comments are racist. I bet they're fine. Okay, let's find out.
Let's find out. Let's find out. So this all started when the man in question, the business owner from Holland, Michigan, his name is Chris Bosgraff, went through his girlfriend's phone and found some flirty text messages between her and a coworker of hers. Okay, now the coworker happens to be black, and so I want to show you a screenshot of the text that he sent to Dominique LeBron, who's the coworker, and it looks pretty bad. It looks pretty bad. It was done on Instagram, and the name of the business is Water Cooled Independent. So moving on, let me go ahead and tell you what the relevant parts of his comments were. He said, "Heard you'd talk to her if I wasn't in the picture. Fucking N-word. I'm gonna put you in the dirt. Say goodbye to Obama and all the people who helped your low life. No more free handouts. If you want a job, let me know. I got mad cotton out back that has to be picked." So again, the messages were sent from the Instagram Water Cooled, well known in the Water Cooled Volkswagen community for its cast and forged custom rims, typically priced between $1,200 and about $4,000. Anyway, so yeah, he's mad. He's like, oh my God, my girlfriend's flirting with a black coworker, so let me go after him with racist comments on Instagram.
Okay, so if you can't see that effing N-word is problematic, when he tells him in 2 separate occasions, I read the whole thing, to go pick cotton for him, if you can't see that that's racist, then you're probably racist.
Yep.
I mean, you gotta really close your eyes not to see that one. But so that's the dark part of it, and so this guy, he keeps saying how he's, gonna put him in the dirt, and I'm gonna fuck you up, and I'm gonna kill you, and all this stuff, right? So that's the obvious implication of putting him in the dirt. Fine. So if you're Dominique LeBron in this case, obviously you're gonna get freaked out by that. Although he seemed relatively calm.
He did. Let me read you his quote. He says, "About in August, Brittany, that's the girlfriend, told me Chris read our text and wasn't happy about it. Nothing went on, but at the same time, we were kind of flirty, but nothing came from it, so I understood why he was upset."
He's just so calm. He's like the calmest man in America.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why she is into him. But now let's get to the funny part, which is how jealous this guy is. And how insecure he is. In another part, he says, like you could actually fuck my girl, LOL. I love a guy doing like wildly racist things, threatening to kill you, writing LOL. Like he's a 14-year-old. In fact, he wrote LOL. He says, I think she'd commit suicide over that. No, she seemed to be rather enjoying it. I mean, the flirty texts were not just from him, and they were not unsolicited.
Right.
They were flirty back and forth, back and forth. That's why you're so upset, because you're worried that she's going to sleep with him.
Of course.
And going to find him far more attractive or pleasing than you. So, and he keeps talking here about how much richer he is than Dominic, right? And he says, your car costs less than 1 out of 4 tailpipes in my beater car. And so I guess his sense of self-worth is, yes, I might not be as attractive as you, I might not be as charming as you, but I have 4 tailpipes in my beater car. Well, good on you. Okay, I think you're gonna have to beat off in those beater cars because you're not gonna have a girlfriend soon if you're this insecure, whether it's Dominic or someone else. And now the racial component to it. See, that's what's in their heads, man. History rains down on us through the generations.
Yeah.
So you go all the way back to Birth of a Generation, Birth of a Nation, and it's an original blockbuster movie from like 1910s, right? Mm-hmm. And they have a guy in blackface, a white guy in blackface, who goes and kidnaps white women and is going to rape them.
I'm glad that you brought that up, because while this might just sound like, an isolated incident, there's like a historical component to this that I think is relevant. And that's what you're mentioning right now.
Yeah, and so people have been brainwashed in this country to fear black men. Like, they're going to come and steal your women. They're going to steal your women. I think that the original reaction to it, the reason that it happened in the first place was because there was so much rape of African American women by white slave owners that they assumed, well, they will probably do the same thing to our women, that what we did to them, right? Because that's our perspective. Now, I'm not putting that on white people today, don't get me wrong, okay? But I'm telling you where it came from. So back in the day, when slavery's over, they're like, oh no, remember what we did to their women, they're gonna do the same thing to ours, right? Oh my God, watch out for your women.
Yeah.
And so then they put it into movies and it becomes part of a propaganda that goes to the whole country. So it becomes one of the stereotypes. Black guys are going to go get your girlfriend. Now, I think that there's also a little internal fear that and this is so silly on the part of people who have this subconscious thought and sometimes conscious thought, like they're insecure, like they somehow have internalized it and they think black guys might be better, right? And so they get really scared. Like they're like, oh no, what if, what's this saying? Like if you go black, you can't come back.
Yeah.
I think they believe it, right? But it's like this racist guy who believes it. And he's like, no, what do you do? Don't go to the black guy. I'll never get you back. LOL, she would never go for you. Sounds like she was going for her. She was at least halfway home.
Here's what I think is going to happen in terms of combating racism in the country. I don't think it's going to happen through people like us, right? We're libtards. No one cares what we have to say, right? No, but that's the thing. Like, I could sit down and have numerous conversations with racist people, and they don't care, right?
I totally disagree with you.
No. Okay, but let me finish my thought before you, disagree. I think what's going to save race relations in the country is biracial relationships, right? And look, sooner or later, whether white people like it or not, we're going to have people who are mixed race, and that population of people is only going to increase, right? And I think it's a wonderful thing. I think it's great, right? Because it'll show you that we're all extremely similar, and all the stupid things that we use to divide us is completely irrelevant, right? That's crap that I think politicians use as a way to keep us distracted from what the real issues are. And so I don't know. I'm hoping that white people and black people do knock boots. Armenians and Cubans do knock boots, and that we have beautiful biracial babies, and the white Americans that are against it will continue to cry and leave angry, sad, pathetic messages on social media about it.
And does the guy need a safe space because he can't compete with the black coworker? He seems like he got triggered pretty quickly there.
And look,
right?
Let me just be clear about something too. Look, if I saw flirty text messages between my husband and a female coworker, I would not be pleased. I would also be triggered, okay? But the way that I would respond would not at all include anything about the person's race, right? So the fact that he went to race is the problem here. The fact that he was angry about the flirty text, I get it. I would be angry too, right?
Yeah, I just wouldn't go in this direction.
Yeah,
okay,
just a bit.
so last thing is, by the way, I disagree with you. I think Young Turks is going to solve racial relations in this country. So we can move forward on that.
Great argument.
Okay, done. Over. Okay, now he comes back 2 different times to get back to a serious note here on the whole lazy wants handouts. Now he keeps implying that he's unemployed and needs welfare checks and is hiding it, but he is her coworker.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, he writes, the only thing you can fuck is the government and myself. Nice Freudian slip there. A taxpayer for doing fucking nothing. And I'm going to read the full thing so you get the power of it. It's not with an A at the end. It's with an ER at the end. He's not quoting a fucking rap song, okay? Of doing fucking nothing and being a lazy nigger, okay? So that's what he wrote, and he wrote it several different times. And the reason I bring that up to you is in the middle of a random argument about sex or not sex, girlfriends, boyfriends, etc., he's putting in all this stuff that he got brainwashed into, and it's in his head. Oh, they're lazy. He's her coworker. He's
putting in work with your girlfriend, though.
That's you're not lazy enough not to put in work with her. And maybe he got a job from her.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying. But all this guy can do is think Obama and racial stereotypes and etc. So, and you're going to tell me that some percentage of the country doesn't have all these ugly stereotypes sitting at the ready inside their heads, so ready to spew out the minute they get triggered, right? There it is. So it's not everybody by a long shot. It is a minority, but it appears to be a significant minority. At the Young Turks, we're in the business of changing the media. Come change it with us. tytnetwork.com/join. That one was powerful. That was a good, serious one, okay?